Yo, so guys, it's your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. Welcome back to Division 2. How you guys doing? What's going on? Alright, topics we're going to be talking about today. I hope y'all enjoying the videos, by the way, man. Let me know in the comments. Y'all like these commentary videos and watch me play, so yeah. Y'all like my explanations and stuff like that, so let me know. Should crossplay should have progression and challenges for crossplay. So the reason why I say that is that crossplay is really not noticeable in the division. And Division 3 should actually make it more immersive, especially with PC players. We know they're there. We how can I put it? We know, because you can tell by the chat box and all that stuff, they play PC. We know they're there. It's just that we play so in sync with each other. We don't even know if PC players are playing with us half of the time, or I don't even think PC players know console players be playing with it, because that's how in sync we are as playing the division. So it comes down to like, man, we should have more progression players play the division more, more in sync with us. We should have, the ability to, do challenges with them. Even with console players too, they should be able to have progressions too as well. You play with such and such cross play for 5 or 6 or 500 times, you get, this gear or whatever, stuff like that. Make it more challenging for us to play and push to play online with more people as well. And it makes the matchmaking way more exciting. So I would believe that having that challenge or progression come into play and adding to our character as we play online with other PC players, or PC players play with console players, I think it should be a progression challenge in there. I think it should, because we always play with each other. But I believe we just don't notice that we're there, because we so in sync and immersed with each other that everybody plays within the style of the game, within the style of the attack in the game. So we have certain objectives and stuff like that. We know it so well. We just bypass it and go to the next objective. So I feel as though by us being so in sync with people online, why don't we have a progression for people with PC players, console players, and even handheld players? Because that's coming into works too as well. And I'm hearing Nintendo is trying to immerse them, which their price hike is crazy. So, and that's another thing too. We need to, compensate PC players a little bit more in the division, because there's some hardcore players too, especially when it comes down to, creating and crafting builds and stuff like that too as well. PC is very good. And we don't have that type of challenges towards us. I just feel as though there's no challenge for that. And I think we don't get noticed. Just as division players, we don't get noticed. I really think in general, as us being division players, we don't get noticed. That's why I said I want to get back into this game a little bit more heavier, because I feel as though it's we're ghosts in a way, because a lot of people don't really look at our game as a competitive game, and they don't look out how complex this game really is, because it feels as though you can just jump in here and make a build. This ain't Call of Duty. You don't get you don't get a loadout. That's another thing a lot of people not understanding. You don't get no loadout. You gotta you have to create your own loadout. That's the crazy part about the division. They're like, oh, you make your own loadout. We don't come with no templates. That ain't how this work. We'll give you the gear. We give you the gear to grind out, and you go from there. Division is like starting out on YouTube. You got your channel now. You want to get partnered, on your own. So that's exactly how walking in the division is. And I feel as though we don't get no credit as console players or PC players. How complex this game really is, and I feel as though we should have some progression bars for PC players and console players that play with each other. And we should have like a team that'd be kind of cool if we can add a matchmaking for crossplay, for actual crossplay players to challenge them in matchmaking. Like we had a matchmaking solely for crossplay, and we can do we have it, but it's not really how can I put it? It's not as immersive, as it is. So I'm looking like, okay. I mean, we know they there, but we know they there. But but just like I said, they can't really. I think the division. I believe they didn't expect the division to be as big as it is. I believe that they portrayed it as like, okay, 1 or 2 hit quitter. I really believe they didn't expect the Division 3 to be an option. That's like putting in the instance of The Last of Us. They not expecting a Last of Us 3 like, yo. But Last of Us 3, I can't put that in a context because that's a story game, so we can't really. But the online was tough too as well. A lot of people wanted to bring that back, so I would say I believe they didn't expect a Division 3 to have players like this. I believe so. They didn't. I really believe they didn't have a dedicated fan base like we do. I believe a lot of people in the development team didn't know how big this game is. I believe people didn't even know that people are very skilled at the game in general. And we're trying to implement more to make it better. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, I believe that Division should at least let us as players give them the ideas and expand upon, so just like I said, for crossplay, it's PC players that's beasts too, and they're not getting notarized, and us console players that's not getting notarized. And I feel as though that us being Division players, we should get some type of a creative input on the game. You know what I'm saying? Not just throwing something together and making something new that we just don't like. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel as though our character in the Division 1 and Division 2 is totally different. They went the more of the realism route than the more archaic route, because Division 1 was more a little bit archaic, but it was fast paced. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't know that. That's why I said all my old Division heads, hey, y'all already know, Division 1 was way fast paced, way faster. Once you make you a nice complex build, man, you can fly. Like literally, you can fly. And this is before they start adding time missions. Y'all don't remember that. Back in the day, we had those GE events, and you had to play them GE events over and over and over again to get certain gears and stuff like that. Man, shoot, y'all don't know that. And we wasn't timed. That's how fast we were going. We wasn't timed. We were that good. So I feel as though we should be more notarized, more of a, I would say more of a team-based game. Just like it comes back to what the video said, team-based, man. We are so in sync with each other. I think we should have more of a input on the creative side of the game. Not saying that, we should be part owner of the damn game. No. I'm saying that we should actually have a input. What will make us more susceptible to add ideas that'll make the game better. So that's just my take on it. I feel as though that the game can be so much more, and I really want them to actually expand on the Division 3. But I just got this funny feeling, and I hope they don't do this, is that us PC players and console players is pretty much susceptible as the Division 2. And I don't want it to be that way, because it's like we're just buying the same game over again, and that's what I don't want in a way. So it comes down to, can we get something different but more immersive, but still have that same archaic feel? But Division 2, yeah, realism, but I feel as though they slowed the game pace now in the Division 2. It's not as fast. That's why they added those. I'm gonna let you guys know that too. That's why they added those perks. Because you can get the journey, get the perks. You can move faster, shoot faster, reload faster. We already had that in the Division 1. So it was like, okay, you added this where we already had this in the Division. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to, I'm not going to say a money grab, but it's like, I don't know. Division 1 was already, they could have kept that same game pace speed because it was fun. It was quick. It was fast. Even with the PC players, with the modding, it was quick. It was fast. I don't even think PC players really modded the Division. I don't really, because it was that good. Division One, I believe people did not mod that game because it was that good. They didn't want to mess with it. They didn't really have to do anything. They got it. They had everything that we liked. So I just feel as though we should have more, more of a progression and challenging side for the PC and console players, or cross-play in general. Just have a cross-play mode where we play with cross-play players and, be more immersed into the Division family. Because we got some bad players out there. I just think, though, we need to be more notarized and be more susceptible for respect of Call of Duty players and all other players too, Halo, all them other crazy players, even Gears. We should be more susceptible to being notarized as Division players. We are the most complex players in the world, actually, that actually creates our character. We build our guns. We build our gear. We build it to the way that actually constructs our attack to the enemy. This is how complex this game really is, and we don't get notarized for it. So, I mean, it's depending on how it rocks. I'm not really, a developer by no means, but I am a graphic designer, so I do know quality over quantity. So it's like, make it a little bit more susceptible for console players and stuff like that. That's all I ask. Nothing big, But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy. I hope y'all enjoy the video, man. Let me know in the comments below, do you want my build to be on the membership, or do you want my build to be an ebook? So let me know. I might sell the ebook differently because I'm gonna be more complex in the ebook than I do the membership. So yeah, so be more immersive with that. Let me know if y'all want it in the ebook form, or do y'all want it in membership form, or do y'all want it in both? I mean, will it be cheaper for you to get it in a video form on the membership, or do y'all want it in a full blown out ebook where I actually go into depth with it? So yeah, we're going to go into depth with that. So let me know in the comments below. Hope y'all enjoyed the video and the commentary. All the links will be in the description below to support the sponsorships and all that stuff as well. Thank you guys, Division Agents. Y'all know we family, so yeah, lock in. Catch you guys on the next video.